Hello, people. This is Big Boss Calvin 83. I'm going to give you my whole take, and I'm going to give my commentary on Taylor Swift and the whole issue, you know what I mean, of her being groped and accusing this radio DJ of groping her. Now, I don't know if it's true or not, but the story just don't seem to, I don't know who's telling the truth or not, but I definitely, when women, accuses a man of sexual misconduct, inappropriate touching, a sex crime, especially when they cry sexual harassment, being sexually assaulted, and especially when they cry rape. I'm the type of person, I'm not going to believe you. I'm not going to believe her right away. I want to get all the facts, and then she has to have proof. I'm not going to go off what a woman says, because too many women have lied on men, and it has cost and destroyed a man's, it has cost and destroyed a man's reputation, fucked up him, not just him, fucked his life up, and his family and friends' lives up. Many men have lost their jobs and lost their businesses over a fucking lie. Many men have gotten beaten, and people associate, not only that a man has gotten beaten, or if a guy was falsely accused of sexual misconduct against a woman, accused of a sex crime against a woman, he would get beaten. His friends would, if they're guilty, but his friends would get harmed. His family would definitely be harmed, and even murdered. You know what I'm saying? He would not. I mean, you have men who have been falsely accused, who have lost their jobs, lost their businesses, lost their opportunity to go to school, been expelled. You have men who have been beaten to death. I mean, brutally harmed, murdered. Families brutally harmed and murdered too. People who knew this guy, when they're guilty by association. They've been harmed and harassed and terrorized too, over a lie of a woman. And we got to look at the history of this country. This is a so-called white on white crimes. You know what I'm saying? This is, between a Caucasian female versus a Caucasian man type of situation. But we cannot ignore the history of this, of societies worldwide, in the history of this country, when women, especially Caucasian females, lie on so-called black men, or making up a fictitious black man, saying that she was attacked, robbed, beaten, sexually assaulted, sexually harassed, raped, and accused of any sex crime, being accused of being a peeping Tom, being accused of being a child molester. A Caucasian female lies on a so-called black man, and guess what? His life is destroyed. He's going to be lynched, hanging from a goddamn tree, being tortured, beaten, castrated, burnt alive, in some cases, brutally murdered. And not only that, being brutalized, but losing his life in jail, being tortured and abused, raped in jail. And this has happened too many times to men. Specifically men of color, but just men but I'm speaking of men in general across the board. You know what I'm saying? Think about it. Women have been lying on men for a long time, and before feminism. You know what I'm saying? Women have always been looked at as the victims, but they're so strong and independent and so educated and more mature, but they're always victim of bad circumstances, and they never take personal responsibility for what they have done and how they carry themselves and how they behaved and put themselves in that situation by their stupidity and own ignorance and arrogance and thinking that they knew more than what they actually knew. You know what I'm saying? It's hard to, I just don't believe Taylor Swift. I am not saying she's lying. I don't know if he actually did it or not. I don't know. I just think it's just a misunderstanding, and she's just making it more than what it is, in my opinion. You know what I'm saying? Before I even get started, I wanted to say it like this. You had men all over the world, but specifically in America, who have been attacked, harmed, killed, had their lives destroyed, being in prison for something, being in jail for a long time, or even dying in jail for because of a lie of a woman, a false accusation. Men have lost their jobs. If they were business owners, they'll have lost their businesses, their companies. You know what I'm saying? You know, families have been, his life has been destroyed due to his reputation. Families have been destroyed, being harmed and killed in the process. Friends have been destroyed because guilty by association, because they knew this dude, especially if it's as among other men, especially when it's a guy is friends with other guys. Now they gotta distance themselves because they don't want to be accused of being a sexual predator. Y'all women don't understand. Y'all have so much power, so much privilege. Y'all can say something about a man, accuse him of being violent, accuse him of being a sexual predator, accuse him of sexual misconduct, accuse him of a sex crime when it comes to being sexually harassed, sexually assaulted, being raped, being accused of being a pervert, being accused of being a creep, and it's so believed. Society has brainwashed us all that when a woman says something about a man, reports and complains about a man, you must believe her or else, because of this gynocentric society and the feminist overlords that run the society have told us, if you don't believe her, you're a misogynist. You are a sexist bigot. You listen to Gloria Allred speak this feminist bullshit, and she's racist too. Saying if you don't support feminism, if you don't believe a woman, if you don't agree with a woman, you're misogynistic. You're a sexist bigot, and that's bullshit. You know what I'm saying? Let me get started on this. This came out yesterday. Taylor Swift groping. I'm sorry that again. I'm sorry, y'all. Taylor Swift groping. Taylor Swift groping. I'm sorry. What the hell is wrong with me today? God damn. Taylor Swift groping trial. DJ stands by decision to sue pop singer. Denver. The former radio host who lost a groping lawsuit to Taylor Swift in federal court this week said he realizes the case was in the pop star's favor. Yeah, he's right. But he had no interest in backing down. I think he's innocent, because anybody who's in it, because there's no way, if he was guilty, he would not be talking like this. Think about it. Now, some people will try to lie their way out of shit, but the way this guy is persistent in proving that he's innocent, I don't think he's lying. I think he's innocent. To be honest with you, I just think this is a big misunderstanding, and she's over exaggerating. And because he's lower than her economically, and he's not good looking, he's an undesirable, as she perceives him to be, she's making up bullshit. But I digress. David Mueller told the Associated Press on Tuesday that someone he knew suggested he pull out of the case early, but he I knew that I couldn't go on with my life without representing myself, he said. I'm never going to back down. Respect to you, man. And they're showing this image right here. I want y'all to see it. In this courtroom sketch, defendant David Mueller, a former radio DJ, left sits with his attorney during a trial on August 10th, 2017 in Denver. A 6-woman, 2 men determined Monday that Mueller groped Swift during a photo op before a concert in Denver in 2013. Keeping with Swift's request, they awarded her $1 in damages, an amount her attorney Douglas Baldridge called a single symbolic dollar, the value of which is immeasurable to all women in this situation. You know, I know it's funny. This is the thing. First of all, before I continue, I have a problem with that. I have a problem that you got 6 women to 2 men. And you know they're going to take up for, you know, women, no matter what, on the sisterhood feminist bullshit, are always going to take up for another female. Women will always stick together. Good women or bad women. Well, you know, these so-called good women will always take up for a bad chick who's on some dirt, who's a whore, who's a slut, who's a gold digger, who's doing some ratchet shit, evil shit, being misandric, being sexist and hateful towards men in general. You know women will stick together even if the woman is in the fucking wrong. And I think Taylor Swift is just a big ass misunderstanding. Women will always stand by one another. You know, women will always stick together. And that sisterhood bullshit, and the fact that you got 2 guys who obviously is fucking simps, and man Jonathan just pandering to these bitches, and they were shamed into siding with those 6 bitches who are part of the jury. That's what happened. If this was me, and if I was part of that jury, I would stand my ground. A lot of you men need to grow a pair of fucking balls. Get guts. Stand by something. If you know a woman is in the wrong and she misunderstood something, you need to fucking stand your fucking ground and be a fucking man and tell the bitch she's fucking wrong, and tell the woman she's out of line, she out of pocket. Hey, you exaggerating. You're jumping into fucking conclusions. Chill the fuck out. Calm the fuck down. Sit the fuck down somewhere. It looks like it's a fucking accident. Get over it. You know, the fact that Taylor Swift being creeped out because this dude is not on her financial level, he's not popular, he ain't famous, he doesn't look good, he's undesirable. Let me tell you something. If this dude had a lot more money if this man had a hell of a lot more money, I'm talking about damn near $1 billion, and if he was handsome, it would help too. But if he got money, he got fame, he got status, well known, well liked, and grabbed her by the fucking pussy, let me tell you, she wouldn't do this. She would not be doing what she's doing. She would have just let it go and just moved the fuck on, and probably would have fucked the dude and try to get a baby by him and try to trap him into some child support. You know what I'm saying? But that's not the case. He's just an undesirable and poor to her standards. The fact that they want to include all women in this situation, first of all, you can't do that because not every situation is the same. You know what I'm saying? Not all situations are the same. Some of these situations, you know, women make poor decisions, women tease too damn much, play too many fucking games, put themselves in a compromised position, can't defend themselves, and they have made themselves vulnerable, and this is what happens. I'm not saying you deserve to be violated, but goddamn it, you need to take personal responsibility for how you conduct yourself. I'm sick and tired of the fucking double standards. Y'all will tell a so-called black man that he can't sag his goddamn pants, but you won't tell women stop wearing these short mini skirts, stop dressing like a fucking prostitute. Y'all don't tell dudes who are fucking gay, hey, stop with this cross dressing shit. Stop trying, cut that transgender bullshit out, and stop pretending that you a fucking female trying to seduce a straight man and try to fuck him. Oh, it's okay for a woman to dress like a fucking slut, but you can tell a so-called black man, oh, you can't sag your pants, you can't wear this, you can't wear that, because you're considered a thug. You're a thug, you're a thief, you're a criminal, you're violent, you're a rapist, you're a lazy ass bum. But it doesn't matter if the so-called black man has his pants up, dresses well, speaks well, got an education, making a lot of money, got a nice car, got a nice home, got a beautiful home, got a wife and kids, doing right. Y'all still see him as a fucking nigger, and you know that's real. And the fact that you're including other women in this situation, first of all, it don't happen all the time like that. But I want to touch on that later. Mueller said he was thinking of giving Swift a Saquagua dollar. Saquagua. I don't know how the fuck you say this word. Saquagua dollar. Because the Native American is a prominent female. I mean, if this is all about women's rights, it's a little poke at them, a little bit. He said, I think they made this into a publicity stunt, and this is my life. It's a feminist agenda. He knows what the fuck is going on. This is brutal ass, in your face, misandric, gynocentric feminism. This is a feminist agenda. This is a Caucasian female supremacist feminist agenda. But I digress. Swift's team initially tried to keep the accusation quiet by not reporting the incident to the police. Wait a minute. Let me back up. Let me go back and read that again. Swift's team initially tried to keep the accusation quiet by not reporting the incident to the police instead of contacting Mueller's bosses. See, again. If she was really sexually assaulted, y'all, she would have went to the goddamn cops, no matter fucking what. But since it's because that's the thing. If she was violated and sexually assaulted, why didn't she go to the fucking police? Fuck that shit. No. This is what I'm telling you, that I'm not buying this fucking story that she's a fucking victim. No, I'm not buying that shit. No, this is an agenda. No, she didn't want to be caught with an undesirable male around her. That's why she's tripping. That's why she acting a goddamn fool. You can dress like a fucking whore and entice people, but when people bite, then you get mad. When guys like to, you dress like a fucking whore and an attention whore at that, with you dressing like a fucking slut, but fucking thought, looking all like a fucking prostitute, looking damn near naked and enticing men. And then when men don't look at you, you want to say we're gay. You want to question our man or our sexuality because we didn't react. But then when we react, it's a goddamn problem. You want to entice men and tease men sexually, then you want to dictate the consequences and govern a man's sexual desires and instincts, and govern our sexual behaviors and how we respond to women like her. It's bullshit. But it became public when Mueller used Swift. No, I'll read that again. I'm sorry, y'all. But it became public when Mueller sued Swift. For up to $3 million, claiming her allegation cost him his $150,000 a year job at a country station KYGO-FM, where he was a morning host. So basically, this dude didn't have money. He didn't have paper like that, and that's why she treated him like shit. Like I told you, I was about to fuck y'all. You guys, y'all can keep saying that BS, that bullshit. That you gotta look good, you gotta have swag, you gotta have confidence. No, it's about the fucking money. It's about your fucking status. It's about how you look to these bitches out here, and that's real. It ain't about if you're fat or if you're in shape, thin or overweight or fat. No, it's about what you got. It's about what you have. But I keep telling you stupid ass males that, y'all keep coming to my comment section, tell me what I gotta do, how I gotta say things, how I gotta talk to women, how I gotta have game, gotta have confidence when it doesn't fucking matter. If you ain't got no cheese, if you ain't got no paper, if you ain't got no money, if you ain't popular, if you ain't got no power, if you don't got no status, if you ain't famous, she ain't gonna fuck with you. That's just real talk. After Mueller sued, Swift countersued for assault and battery. During an hour of testimony last week, she blasted a low-key characterization by Mueller's attorney, Gabriel McFarland, of what happened. While Mueller testified he never grabbed Swift, Swift insisted that she was groped. He stayed attached to my bare ass cheek as I lurched away from him, she testified. She did not do that. I saw the photo. That didn't look like it fucking happened. I read this again. He stayed attached to my bare ass cheek as I lurched away from him, Swift testified. First of all, bitch, why are you wearing shit that exposes your bare ass? And then you want to complain about the consequences. Let's just say for shits and giggles that really did happen. Why would you put yourself in that situation, in that fucked up situation? But it's never your fucking fault, like you feminist dumbass bitches say. It's always the man's ability for how you conduct yourselves and how you behave and how you carry yourselves, women. And then I'll continue. It was definitely a grab, a very long grab, she added. So, so I'm just going to continue, and then I'm going to play some videos to show y'all what they're doing, especially with the Caucasian feminist agenda, the so-called white feminist agenda. Because I've seen women of color, so-called black women, these Negro females, siding with her. But when y'all are, sisters, let me say this again to women of color, specifically so-called black women, and Latino women are included, Asian women are included, Indian women are included, and Arab women are included. Let me tell y'all dumbass bitches who are non-Caucasian, when y'all are getting attacked, sexually harassed, when women of color are being sexually degraded, their character being defamed, and these Caucasian males lie on you, and to your sisters, when these other so-called non-black males lie on you, talk bad about you, badmouth you, make you the whore, make you the slut when you're not. And on top of that, when women of color are being raped by Caucasian males, there's no outcry from these feminists. In addition to that, when we have these cops, especially these Caucasian male cops, terrorizing and body slamming women and gunning down women now, specifically women of color, these feminists are silent. What's up with that? Harmed, maimed, and murdered by Caucasian males. Where the fuck are they? Where the fuck are these Caucasian females who are about for women's rights? But for some reason, when Caucasian males, I'm talking, especially the elite Caucasian males, like your Donald Trump, which these Caucasian females voted for, remember, They don't take up for y'all. They don't take up for women of color when they are victims of racism. Hell, they don't take up for y'all, people of color, when we are victims of Caucasian supremacy and racism. Especially to us as so-called black people. When we are facing discrimination, when we are facing racism, and when the so-called black man and sometimes other men of color are facing a form of sexism, of misandry, these bitches don't give a fuck. These Caucasian bitches don't give a fuck. You know, but no, I mean, even when Caucasian males, which is kind of on the rare side, I'm talking about your lower class, average, everyday, broke Caucasian male, but he still got white male privilege. He still got white privilege. When Caucasian females do dirt and they get over on a man, period. When you see sexism against men, these women talk about true equality, but they won't call out sexism when women do it. When the system, when these companies, and when it comes to finding jobs, when it comes to the government, when it comes to these companies overcharging men, especially I'll give you an example. It's obviously that men pay more for car insurance, but men are better drivers than women, and statistics that you have true statistics that support that, young and old. Okay, that men get in fewer wrecks, men don't fuck up the car like women do when women are behind the wheel. And you know, I gotta say it for what it is. Y'all driving skills, a lot of y'all women, y'all driving skills are just suck. Okay? But we pay more for car insurance. But you're telling me that you fucking oppressed. You see more men who are fucking homeless than women. There's no homeless women that I see out on the street. Only men. I see shelters for men. I see women's shelters all over the place. But there's none for men. When men are accused of something, nothing happens. Especially when a woman does some dirt to a man, she either gets a slap on the wrist or she gets by with it. You know what I'm saying? When women commit crimes, they get either a slap on the wrist and get a very light and lenient jail sentence, and they just get by with it, but by not going to jail at all. And y'all can say, well, she gets probation, but y'all prove my point. Or she just gets by with it and say, oh, she just has a hard time in life. Like men don't have a hard fucking time in life, period. We ain't got no help. We ain't got no support. The government ain't on our goddamn side. The court system ain't on our goddamn side. Law enforcement ain't on our goddamn side. The government don't support men. Men go out and fight in wars and shit, get beat up and fucked up and raped and blown the fuck up, and nobody gives a shit. Nobody bats an eyelash. Men are forced to register for the selective service, to register for the fucking draft. Women don't. Now lately, but men still gotta fight in the front lines and serve corporate interests, not the people. When a man accuses a woman of something, it's usually dismissed. When men are victims of domestic violence from women, it's always the man's fault. When women lie on men, it's automatically believed. But when men, accuses a woman of something, whether if it's true or not, and a lot of times, sometimes it is true. A lot of times it's true. We're telling somebody or what a woman did to us, or a group of women have done to us, especially doing dirt to us and fucking us up, fucking our lives up. Oh, it's dismissed. When a woman beats up a man and a man reports it, he's laughed at. Nobody does shit. The cops don't do shit. The judge don't give a fuck. The prosecutor don't give a fuck. Men lose custody of their kids. Men are have to give up their shit, and when it comes to divorce, over 80% of women file for no fault fucking divorce, and they get the man's assets. Or when a man tries to get alimony and he got custody of the kids that he made with her and she made with him, he fight for child support, everybody laughs at him. But it's okay for women to file for get alimony, get half the man's shit, get the kids, get child support, and she's talking about she fucking struggling and she wants more money, and she don't have to fucking work. Men work more hours and do the most dangerous, goddamn hard-working ass jobs that there is, but women don't. And that's why men get paid more, but women bitch about they ain't getting paid enough. And when these bitches don't want, they work part-time or take years and decades off of work and demand the same pay when you have to change the game, when you got to change your skills and learn something to be up on the high rank. Women don't know how to fucking negotiate, but it's the man's fault. When women make poor choices in life, they blame it on the fucking man. But when women do shit to us men and fuck our lives up, we can't blame her. We can't blame women. We can't blame society. It's our fucking fault, even though the situation and the circumstances are out of our goddamn control. But that's what pisses me off about this. But I didn't mean to go on a tangent. Let me finish up because this video is gonna be long as fuck as always. Unfortunately, Mueller emphatically denied reaching under the pop star's skirt or otherwise touching her inappropriately, testifying he touched her ribs and his hand may have brushed outside the skirt as awkwardly posed for a picture before Swift's performance at an arena. That photo was virtually the only evidence besides the testimony. In the image shown to the jurors during opening statements, but not publicly released, Mueller's hand is behind Swift's. Mueller's hand is behind Swift, just below her waist. Both are smiling. That's a dead giveaway. That's what I'm saying. I don't believe Taylor Swift. Mueller's then girlfriend is standing on Swift's other side. I don't even know what to think of the photo. Everyone looks at it and they see different things. It's like a raw sketch. Mueller said, referring to a psychological test that he uses ink bolts to gauge a subject's perceptions. I look at it. I know what happened. To me, it's an awkward photo. Swift testified that after she was groped, she numbly told Mueller and his girlfriend, "Thank you for coming," and moved on to the photos with others waiting in line because she did not want to disappoint them. My thing is, if she was really a victim and something really happened, she would have said something. I'm not buying her fucking story. But she said immediately went to her photographer after the meet and greet ended and found a photo of her with Mueller, telling the photographer what happened. Swift's radio liaison Frank Bell said that he emailed the photo to Robert Carl, KYGO FM's general manager, so he could use it in his investigation of Mueller. Bell testified he did not ask for Mueller to be fired, but that appropriate action may be taken. I mean, what happened to you're innocent until proven guilty? I forgot. Well, I forgot. When a woman accuses a man of something, he's guilty, and they'll say he's guilty even though he's fucking innocent and got proof that he's innocent. But women, they're always innocent and looked at as innocent and looked at as the victims and looked at the girl next door and looked at as the angels, especially Caucasian females. Jurors also rejected Mueller's claims that Swift's mother, Andrea Swift, and Bell cost him his job. U.S. District Judge William Martinez last Friday dismissed claims that Taylor Swift ruined Mueller's career. She actually did, but I digress. Ruined that Mueller's legal team failed to present evidence that the 23-year-old superstar did anything more than report groping to her representatives, including her mother. I'm back. Okay. I'm going to play some videos and I'm going to break it down how this is a war against men. But also, mind you, it's hard to feel bad for you Caucasian guys, you Caucasian males, because This is what happens when you put women on the pedestal. You're the ones, it's your fault, your forefathers' fault for putting women on the pedestal and portraying Caucasian females to be these angels and angelic, delicate girl next door type of creatures. And you know, women are not like that, period. So what I'm going to do is play the clips, and I'm going to break it down along the way. All right, I'm going to play the clip right now.
Taylor Swift wins her case against the former DJ who she says groped her back in 2013. A Denver jury sided with the pop star who countersued David Mueller. She claims he put his hand under her skirt and grabbed her bottom while they were taking this photo. Mueller denied groping her and sued her for $3 million, saying false claims by Swift and her mother cost him his job as a Denver radio host. The judge threw out Mueller's lawsuit against Swift last week for lack of evidence. Swift's countersuit proceeded, in which she sought damages of $1. She broke down in tears on the stand during the trial as Mueller's attorney accused her of lying about the incident. But it seems the jury believed her. Swift says she filed the lawsuit on behalf of other women who have been inappropriately touched. For InsideEdition.com, I'm Mara Montalbano.
You know, also I'm going to tell you people, don't fall for that misandric, gynocentric narrative. I'll say that again. Don't fall for that gynocentric, misandric, feminist narrative that men are these sexual violent predators, these sexual predators that always think about sex, and we can't keep our hands to ourselves. But women, but from my experience, I've been groped too. Believe it or not, men have been groped too, but it's okay for a woman to do it. And this proves my point that women are the choosers. So at the end of the day, they have the final say if they want to be with a guy or not, or let a guy do whatever he wants to do to her, or under her authorization. But this groping thing, we all have been groped. Men and women. Women have groped men, and men have groped women. Now, as far as you gay folks, I can't speak on y'all, but I'm pretty sure y'all groped each other. Lesbians have fucked each other, grope each other. Gay males have done each other, groped each other, and found each other. And y'all gay motherfuckers, gay and lesbians, y'all be touchy-feely on straight people, specifically straight men, which kills me. But, you know, back on the subject. This is a form, they're trying to start this gender war and try to promote this narrative that women are victims. Caucasian females are the victims, and they use women of color and gay and lesbian people for numbers to attack the heterosexual man. The heterosexual man, especially the heterosexual man of color. That's the proven fact of this bullshit. That this is nothing more to demonize men and cause this fucking gender war and instill fear in women, but women still dress like whores and sluts, still get drunk and stupid, wild out, be over sexualizing themselves, doing these Amber Rose type of slut walks and fucking and sucking everything in sight of different guys, having babies by these different dudes, but we're the bad guys, right? Women be promoting all this sex and enticing men left and right. But we're the aggressors, right? Yeah, get the fuck out of here.
Taylor Swift is far from the only woman who says she's had to deal with a groper.
It's happened twice for me and multiple times for other friends.
Every time I go outside to a club, if I'm dressed in like a mini skirt or anything, always.
It's kind of a terrible feeling.
This was the wild scene when New York City subway passengers confronted a man they said had groped a woman.
On a subway train, especially a crowded one, you never know who may be lurking around you. A groper may think this is the perfect setting to get away with the crime.
Just how bad is the problem? Inside Edition carried out a random survey. More than 100 women filled out our questionnaire. To the question, have you ever been inappropriately touched or groped on the subway, a disturbing 33% answered yes.
I felt violated. It's very invasive.
Nancy Burns says she was brazenly groped in a subway station.
I stepped off the train like I did every morning, and I felt someone grab my vagina. harshly. I was just shocked. I didn't know what happened, but I yelled at him right away. It was just my natural reaction to protect myself.
To the question, if you have been groped, touched, or flashed, did you ever report it to police? Only 4 women in our survey said yes.
This happens more often than we're even aware of, right?
Oh, it happens all the time.
Inside Edition's Ann Mercogliano got some tips from security expert Steve Cardian on how to protect yourself from a groper in any crowded space.
You feel somebody moving in on you. You want to put this bad between you and him because he wants his body to touch your body. This will minimize or prevent it.
Should I yell for help?
I would call him out first. Say, if you believe you're being groped or he's getting too close, back off. Don't touch me. Stay away from me. Loudly so everybody knows that there's a problem.
Another tip, use your elbows.
I've gotten too close to you. Bring your hands inside. Good. Grab. This goes into my sternum and you push. That keeps me off of you.
So I should fight back?
You're fighting back.
Good advice to foil the gropers out there.
Police say if you are the victim of groping or any sexual assault, you should call 911 immediately. Our expert also recommends, if you can, get a photo of the assailant because it'll be a lot easier for police to investigate.
So take a photo without his permission, right? But if you take a photo without her permission, it's a problem. It's fucking bullshit. And the fact of the matter is, this sellout Caucasian male mangina police officer, cop, or that, whatever, you know, he works in the line of security, or he works with law enforcement, is out promoting this feminist narrative and throwing men, his own gender, his own brothers underneath the bus for a fucking check, just so he can be popular and be well known by you women, and you fall for it every single time. Let me tell you women this. Stop dressing like fucking whores. Stop dressing like fucking sluts. Stop wearing these short ass mini skirts. Stop having your ass out, titties out, and stop wearing these tight clothes. And some of you women I see nowadays don't wear a fucking bra. Now, if you don't want to wear a bra, that's your business, but don't complain when a dude looks at you and getting all horny and having these thoughts. You know, having these tight ass, you showing your cooch and all that stuff. Some of you women don't wear panties and you wearing these short miniskirts and have your private parts exposed. But if a man exposes himself and if he dressed inappropriately like you women are doing, you know what I'm saying? And he had his dick. If you saw his dick exposed, like subliminally exposed, you know, you would say something. But women can wear whatever the fuck they want and never be accountable for starting shit and stirring up shit. If I wear tight clothes and you know, it reveals my private parts and reveals my ass and where's my penis, and I get groped, nobody's gonna feel sorry for a man. Nobody's gonna feel sorry for me. And men like me, and just men, period. If men expose themselves and women get all touchy-feely, it's awful. But when women show off their titties, some women don't wear no bras, and I'm like noticing that they wear these tight clothes, these tight shirts, t-shirts, wear these boy shorts that show everything now. But when something happens, when they entice men or entice the wrong dude, and they being a fucking sexual tease, and that dude reacts and does not respond the way she wants him to respond, it's a problem. So these women put themselves in danger when some of y'all get raped. And I'm not excusing bad behavior like that, heinous crimes like that. But you know, women have been drugging men and raping men and even robbing men at gunpoint and raping men. I got articles on that shit to show you what I'm talking about. All you got to do is use Google and look up these reports, look up the statistics, and then you got female sex offenders too, women who are sex offenders too. But the media covers that up, and it's always usually Caucasian females. You got female teachers, women teachers fucking with male students, underage male students, or dude is barely 10 years old, barely 11. And she's having sex with him, showing him everything, but she gets a slap on the wrist, so she gets no fucking jail time. You have women groping, being all touchy-feely with the guys they don't fucking know, and even when the guy said he's in a relationship, do you know what she does? Especially when the dude is married, she pushes up on him anyway. Especially when you at work. Yeah, I mean, I heard stories from men, you know, who are working, who are in managerial positions, and a woman one time, I remember when Mr. Superboy 223 said when he was working in the office, this woman, this Caucasian female, approached him and took all her clothes off and tried to have sex with him. And if he did, she would have cried rape or cried sexual harassment, what have you, because she was trying to come up and fuck him and try to get promoted by fucking and sucking her way to the fucking top. But nobody talks about that shit. How come men were never asked where we have been groped, where we have been harassed? But I can tell you, you got victims of men who are victims of false accusations. You have victims of men who are sexually assaulted by women, but nobody want to talk about that shit. Everybody thinks, oh, he's funny. Oh, I remember years ago when For Lost Souls Only reported this incident, reported what happened when an elementary school girl pulled his 8-year-old boy's pants down in the library and sucked his penis. But the boy got in trouble for it, but they both got in trouble for it, but the boy was a victim of sexual assault, was a victim of rape, in a way. But the girl didn't get in trouble for it. I think she was 8 or 9 years old. Yeah, this is real shit. Look that shit up. But nothing happened to her. Everybody looks at the guy when a woman does a sexual act towards a guy, or a woman does be sexual around him, sexually touch the guy, and make a move at him, and especially when the guy said you don't want it. Oh, he's gay. Oh, why are you being such a pussy? Oh, what's wrong? Well, you don't like sex? I mean, his manhood is questioned, his sexuality is questioned. He's accused of being gay. I remember this man Jana on the DL Hughley show said, when a woman says no, she means no. First of all, let's talk about that shit for a minute before I end this video. No. When a woman says no, understand that it should not be no in the first goddamn place. It should be fucking stop. But it's the same rules should apply to men. Do you know how many men have told women no when she wanted to have sex with him and he didn't, and how this bitch beat his ass and stabbed him and killed him in some cases, but nobody talks about that? Do you know when a man turns down a woman, do you know she be bad mouthing him, talking shit, trying to start a fight with him? Say or lie and say he gay, or lie he did something to her when he fucking didn't, but nobody talks about that shit, which birds me up. I mean, it's ridiculous that we got these double standards out here, and that women are so privileged to do whatever the fuck they want to do, but they're never accountable for shit, for their own actions and for their behavior and their choices that they make in life. Doing shit and then want to dictate the fucking consequences later, which is bullshit. When a girl tells a guy no, dude backs off, he respects that. Guess what? She wants to still lay up and hug and kiss him and still do it with him anyway. And then if the dude want to I don't want to fuck with you like that. I want to go my separate ways. You crazy? You know, all of a sudden she want to cry rape. Or when she says no, or she turns him down, and he respects that, even though the woman can be a bitch and be rude to him, he backs off. You're laughing at his ass. You're clowning his ass. You're questioning his manhood. Does he have courage? Or you call him gay because he's not persistent. I remember when women say no, all of a sudden they change their mind and say yes. They don't say yes, or they hug and kiss you. They indirectly say yes, but they hug and kiss you. And I was talking to a woman about this, this was my encounter when I asked her, can I suck her toes? And she was like, at first she was like, no. Then all of a sudden, she said, why don't you go ahead? See, I'm telling you, no means can mean not right now, not this instant. But if you really want women, if people want to really stop something, how about you just say stop and hell no, I ain't going there with you. How about be upfront? How about you women be fucking upfront? Stop playing with God's emotions and feelings. Stop leading us on and enticing us. First you want to say no, and all of a sudden, then you want us to try to persuade you and try to get you to change your fucking mind. Get the fuck out of here. Why? So we can go to fucking jail? Hell no. I mean, we all been told no, but at the same time, how many times should you tell a person no, like a salesperson, that you say no, you don't want to buy this, but they persist? Oh, but that's not considered harassment. How many times you told a woman, no, we can't do this, but she cry and manipulate and persuade you and try to force you to change your fucking mind And if she doesn't, she feels some type of way about you. Bitter and angry and mad as hell. But you as a man, you can't feel that way either. You can't feel that way. But when a man does it, oh, he's aggressive. He's overstepping our boundaries. But the thing is, she's allowing it anyway. You know, a woman tells you no. I don't say it can be no right now, not this instant. Instead of saying no, I ain't going there with you. No, stop. We're stopping it right there. How about saying stop or fuck no? I don't want to be with you like that. Instead of just being honest. But a lot of times when women say no, all of a sudden she's trying to like get you to beg and plead and kiss her ass and kiss her fucking feet. Bitch, go somewhere with that. Hell no. Men, y'all got, this is why a lot of men don't want to fool with you women. This is why men are going MGTOW, because of bullshit like this. The dude, I saw the photo. It looks like the dude did not do anything. It looks like, it looks like, what's that guy's name? I'm back. I look at the photo of Taylor Swift taking a photo with David Mueller and his girlfriend. And I'm looking at the photo. I'm looking at where his hands are. It looked like he didn't do anything. How can he reach down and pull his skirt up when you see the photo? Her dress is like down to her ass. He ain't following her ass. I don't see nothing exposed. I don't see him feeling her private part, her ass. I can't. It's like, it seems like it's on more of on the hand. His hand is on her hip. You know what I'm saying? It's not like he's reaching under and trying to feel her butt. You know what I'm saying? And I'm like looking at the photo. I looked at it multiple times. I looked like he didn't do anything. It could have just been, bitch. I mean, Taylor Swift. I mean, it just could have been fucking accidental. My thing is, when you didn't report it to the incident right away, it tells me that someone was in your ear, or the fact that you didn't like the fact that this older man was broke and does not have money and status and have more than you. And he ain't famous and popular. He's just a small DJ, and you just didn't want to be around him because he ain't good looking. He looks creepy to you. He's an undesirable. That's for code for undesirable, because he's that guy, and he's not like, because I guess because you were on your hypergamy shit, because he was not on your level, or he was not above your level. And when it comes to money, looks, wealth, and status, and power, and popularity and fame, because he didn't have those things, you treated him like dirt and destroyed his life, and you felt big about it. Then that's what it tells me now. A lot of women are evil. This bitch is evil. Taylor Swift is an evil ass bitch. And the women who took up for her in that courtroom, that jury, them bitches are evil too. They know what the fuck they're doing. But I think the story's just fake overall. But you know what? I think the dude is innocent. But my thing is to lie on somebody, because I've been lied on. I've been lied on recently. I'll tell you about it later. But my thing is, I hope you bitches who do this shit, I hope y'all get cancer. Yeah, get cancer in the fucking brain where you don't fucking because obviously y'all bitches don't have a fucking brain. I hope cancer fills up that fucking brain. I hope you bitches get breast cancer and have to lose your goddamn titties. Get cervical cancer. I hope y'all bitches, get drunk and get fucked up somewhere, get beat up, get someone throws acid in you evil ass bitch's face and fucks your face up. I hope y'all get fucked up in a car accident, because a lot of you bitches can't drive for shit, can't drive a goddamn car. I hope you crash it, and y'all think you can get all drunk and high and think it's cute. And I hope you fuck your shit. I hope you kill yourself and you die in that accident and the people live. But I hope you kill yourself and crash into a goddamn pole with your poor driving skills. And I do hope, since women like to lie and say and like to cry rape, I hope you that shit does happen to y'all. Yeah, I said it. I hope y'all do suffer. I hope you can't biologically have children. And if you do have children, I hope they become undesirables and they're retarded and they got all these disabilities and they're a fucking vegetable and can't do shit. And you can't have your fucking pass on your fucking legacy, bitch. I mean, this story, I'm just so mad at this, because the bitch is just, I think, to me, it's just a big ass misunderstanding, and she should just let it go. But since she don't want to be seen with dude, and he's not on her caliber, and he ain't above her, he ain't well known, he ain't well famous, and he ain't got wealth like that, he ain't got power like that, she treat him like shit, and that's fucking wrong. And you bitches who do that, y'all gonna pay for it. And because when something does happen to you, it's going to come to a point where nobody's going to believe you, and then you got to live with that pain and suffering, and you're going to be blamed as a fucking victim. But what y'all doing, making all these false accusations, you're hurting real victims. Not just women, but men too. You're hurting both people, and you're hurting children when you coerce your children to lie on a man. It's just fucking evil, man. It's just fucking evil, woman. People, that's all I gotta say. I'm just done with this. I'm out. Peace.